This is the Breakfast Express. Top of the morning to you. You're listening to O'Neill and Shaastra. We're coming to you throughout South Africa. It's hard. You'll catch us throughout the country. 106.8 in Jozi. How's it down the south coast as well? We're coming to you there at 87.7. Now, Veronika Pillay is celebrating having scooped the Mrs. Universe South Africa 2023 title.
So Veronika is a lawyer and senior investigator in the Office of the Public Protector, and she strongly believes in her ability as a gender equality attorney to combat inequalities and empower women around the world. She's also a businesswoman who promotes entrepreneurship and small businesses in the fashion industry.
Good morning, Veronika. Firstly, congratulations and thank you for joining us on Lotus FM.
Good morning to you, and thank you for having me.
Right, so firstly, you're an attorney in the Office of the Public Protector. What prompted you to compete in this beauty pageant?
Well, the platform for the Mrs. Universe pageant in South Africa and internationally relates to being an advocate against domestic violence and abuse. They're basically looking for the most honorable person who can represent their brand. And as someone who has worked extensively in the field of domestic violence and also being a survivor, I believe that this topic and this issue resonates very passionately with my heart. And I know that I can be an inspiration to other people and basically be a catalyst for positive change in the lives of many others.
Do you not think that you could still advocate and do a whole lot of that without a beauty pageant?
I believe that the beauty pageant is underestimated because it's not just beauty, it's beauty with a purpose. And I think that this is an iconic platform where there is a huge amount of influence, and this can be used as a powerful tool to combat the social ills of domestic violence and abuse that is still plaguing our society today.
Right, so what was it like preparing for this? I mean, was it a tad bit stressful? What happened behind the scenes for you to ready yourself to compete in a beauty pageant?
Sure, I think anyone who just hears about beauty pageant doesn't understand the mechanics that goes behind it. It's a spiritual journey, it's an emotional journey of self-discovery. It is preparing yourself for speaking to people, for advocating for the platform. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it. Yes, it is stressful, but I think it takes someone who is passionate about what the platform is. And for me, it was the most inspiring journey and educating journey for me to be part of this pageant.
So when you competed, and I mean, you know, did you within yourself give yourself a chance to walk away with the title? How confident were you?
That's such a compounded question. I believe that, you know, God has raised me for a mighty plan and a purpose, and entering into the pageant, my work in the field of domestic violence and abuse goes absolutely beyond the pageant. And I believe that stepping into this pageant and, you know, being in the world's eye, if I can call it that, on the world stage, to be able to say, this is what I believe in and inspire others to break the cycle of abuse, that was more powerful for me and meant so much more for me. Yes, I was confident and I believed that I could do it, but I think until that pinnacle point when they say your Mrs. Universe South Africa 2023 is Veronika, you actually have, you know, something of doubt in your mind.
Right, so let's look at this angle now. As a senior investigator and an attorney, what are some of the challenges, very briefly, that women are facing in positions of power like yourself?
Okay, so I want to start with my environment. Where I work, most of our leaders are women, and we don't actually have that kind of issue here. But through my work, you know, drafting legal instruments and that, and conducting equality hearings around the country, I've noticed that in other areas of employment where women are in positions of power, there is this degree of skepticism that comes from both men and women, where women have to prove themselves in the workplace because there is this perception that women are not meant to be in positions of leadership because of how it used to be. But I believe strongly that women, we are born leaders. We run our homes, we run our families, and there's many unsung heroes just living everyday life. And they forge ahead, they get up, they wake up, they show up, they do what they need to do for their families. And especially in single-parent homes, women just get up, go out there and do what needs to be done. So I strongly believe that we are born to be leaders as women.
Right, you say you believe that, but if you were speaking now to someone just about to finish matric or university as a young woman, I mean, what advice would you give her? Just one sentence. What would you tell her, Veronika?
I would say that knowledge is power, and education is the key to unlocking that power, and believe in yourself. And if you do that, dream the biggest dream and you can achieve anything.
Fantastic. Well said, Veronika. You'll be representing South Africa and Mzansi at the 46th annual Mrs. Universe pageant in the Philippines in October. Hope you got plenty of leave. Veronika, thank you for sharing this special moment with us. We wish you all the best, and maybe we'll catch up with you somewhere around October before you jet off to the Philippines.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
There goes Veronika Pillay talking to us there. Mrs. Universe South Africa will be representing her country in October. Like we said, we wish her all the very best.
I'm from outer space. I got Milky Way for blood, evolution in my veins.